What's up, my loves? Is your girl time, and I'm back with my own review of Love and Marriage DC. Yes, I know it's late, but bear with me. We are back for a second season. I'm so happy it got a second season, and almost everybody is back, including my girl Winter. Yes, the trailer's gonna give, and this first episode definitely gave. Okay, but of course, knowing that this is the second season, they have to start out with who's not returning, which is Monique and Chris. Now, we know that right after the reunion, it was all over the blogs that Monique is filing for separation or divorce from Chris. They already came out with a statement and said that that's not true. People Magazine got it wrong because they had to showcase the last part of the reunion as to why did Monique come onto the show. Was it to embarrass Chris and to have it be a ploy for a divorce? She said no. She wanted to do it because she believes in their marriage, right? Now, with them not returning for the show because the contract wasn't contracting, the money wasn't right, they're not signing on. So, with them not signing on for the new season, I wonder if Carlos got permission to showcase not only the last clip of the reunion, but also all the blogs and everything. Did they have that permission? I mean, they're not coming back, so there should be no point into mentioning them at all, right? With them not coming back, we're still filming for the show, so we have to keep everything on schedule, I guess, because in that same tone, we got Arena Ashley meeting up to have conversations because over the last few months, her and Arena have gotten close, right? But knowing how Ashley doesn't use the term friend so loosely, she still doesn't consider Arena a friend, meaning that there's no D at the end of that. So considering the fact that I'm not adding the letter D with her being my friend, because I know at the same time she's not getting D from Jamie. I was like, wait a minute, Ashley, why are you shading Arena not getting D from her husband? Girl, you could have just kept it with me and her got close the last few months. You did not have to bring that up. Oh, Ashley starting already. If y'all watched me last season, I reviewed last season and Ashley got on my nerves. She did. Okay. Um, at the same time, we got Quick on his radio show, right? And his co-host is bringing up what's on the blogs about Monique and Chris separating, right? So Quick is, surprised at this because they just had a scheduled meeting of them talking about what's going on, a prep talk show, prepping for what's to talk about. The fact that his co-host threw out there the separation from the blogs and everything, he's like, you do know that I know them in real life. You do know that I talk to them. So the fact that I'm hearing this on my show for the first time is putting me in a bad situation. But I'm also feeling like, how could y'all not know? It was everywhere. How could y'all not know? And if you guys really did not know, why couldn't y'all have spoken to them? And they could have told you it's not true. We made a statement. We're not coming back. So if you can be, mute about it, that would be great. But I don't know. Since you're in radio, Quick, how could you not know about it? I don't know. Um, but saying it, he don't believe it. He ain't, until he hears it from them, he's not gonna believe it. Um, uh, again, it wasn't an agreement for them to talk about it. Was it because they're not on the show? So why are we still talking about it? I get it, but since they're not coming back for the show to explain it, we don't need to bring it up. Back at the house, Ashley is poking holes, talking about what she's been hearing on the blogs because Quick said he doesn't believe everything he sees on the internet, but your wife does because she's talking about, if they are separating, why are they living separately? Because they have a huge home in Potomac. He can live on one side, she can live on the other side. And I'm like, because none of your business why you need to understand what they doing in their marriage. That's their marriage, not yours. And I don't think you have the right to explain it or talk about it or poke holes, form an opinion that you don't have the full knowledge on. Now, while her talking about somebody else's marriage, her marriage and Quick still isn't good. Pretty much, He's still busy. Because last season she was complaining about how he hasn't taken time out for himself, taking time out for her to be with the kids, being with the kids, helping her out, spending quality time. No. He did take a vacation, of course, but right back into the swing of things and being extra, extra busy, But now, since she's busy with her book and everything, her podcast, she's not arguing about it anymore. She's not complaining about it anymore. It is what it is, okay? He's busy, I'm busy. So Jamie and Quick have a conversation about Jamie retiring from the police force. He was a police officer for 25 years. I believe that he said it after the reunion, if I'm not mistaken. But now that he's 49, retired, ready for this new chapter in his new life. Quick did not know that because he's known Jamie for quite some time, but did not know this about Jamie. Did not know he was a police officer. But 25 years, you didn't know that? You didn't know that he was a police officer? I get it. This was something that he did not want to talk about, but he had to have told you about it at some point. No? How y'all friends if you didn't know that about him? Wait, whatever. But Quay don't want to talk about him retiring. He wants to talk about Monique and Chris, okay? Jamie hasn't heard nothing until he hears it from their mouths. He's not believing it. But now they're talking about Jason. Jason got into the Doors program, which they're very excited about. They're going to have a going away party for him because the Doors program helps disabled people to learn independent living, get a job, and everything. And that's very, very exciting, you know. Extending the invite to Quick and Ashley, of course. Ashley is helping Arena out to pick a picture of Jason because they're going to hire a painter to paint Jason at the party, but also paint it where he can feel the brush strokes, the texture in the painting, which is very, very, very nice, like Braille, you know. Um, she invited everybody, you know, who she wants to invite. Clifton and Joy, they're very close with them, and Monique and Chris. Ashley wants to know, are they coming together? They coming separate? Girl, it's none of your business to know. It's gonna be at a penthouse of a close personal friend of Arena's. So now we get into little Jamie. We know that last season, little Jamie got caught up in a bad situation, almost went to jail, but he got probation. He was doing good. You know, Jamie wanted to use his connections of giving him a job at the hospital. Don't know what job, don't know what position, but they had to do a background check when he applied, and background check searches the last 5 years. And the last 5 years, when he was 21, he got into some trouble, so he did not get the job. And now that since he did not get the job, he's not motivated. He's not doing nothing with his life. Okay. So right now, a speeding ticket came in the mail. Jamie opened it because they have the same name. When he read it, it's for little Jamie. He texted him and said, "Hey, we have a speeding ticket. You need to pay for it." Well, he said, "I just paid my parole officer. You think you can help me out with this and pay it, please?" So he asked his parents, like really nicely, "Can you help me with this speeding ticket because you know I don't have a job. I can't pay for it." They read it off as if, "Oh, well, you don't have a job. That's not my problem. If you had a job, you could pay for it." And I didn't get a speeding ticket. You did. You're not implying yourself. Ashley said, "I don't know what's up with little Jamie. He grew up in a two-parent household. Why does he want to put all this anger towards his parents? Him being 26 with no job, where did that come from? Why is he like this? What did y'all do?" You know, because I know it could feel like he is just, you know, using his parents, but there's something else that they need to talk about because little Jamie is hurt. He is in pain. He is hurt. Okay. And he's telling them how y'all don't help me out. Good thing I got my girl with me because she holds me down. That made them feel away because how you gonna come at us how we don't help you out? You ain't got no job. What are you doing with your life? You know what I'm saying? More to come after that. There is more to come after that. Trust me, because it's something else that's happening. And I feel like Arena and Jamie are not looking at themselves. They're just looking at what he's not doing. But is there a reason why? You know? Clifton and Joy. If you guys have ever watched Ready to Love, they were on the recent season. They were the last couple of the other couples who have made it. They got engaged, and now they're planning to spend the rest of their life with each other. She's a singer. She stopped being a singer to live down here with Clifton full time to be a bonus mom to his children. He has two boys, ages 18 and 4. He does not have his kids full time, but he does have them when he have them, and it would be nice for him to share that with Joy. She's excited about it because she knew coming into the situation that Cliff came with a package deal, her being a bonus mom, her not having any children of her own. She's excited about it. They are moving into their own home. Right. So, like I said, they're moving into their own home, something they can call their own. We see them packing, right? Now, in the midst of them packing, Clifton said, "What's the first thing we should throw out?" He said the bed, because they definitely broken it in by all this sexual positions they were doing. I did not need to see them doing their moves on camera. I can tell they have great sex. And they are cute. They're very, very cute. They're in the lovey dovey newlywed stage. I'm loving it. She doesn't have any reservations. She loves where she's at. She's happy with where she's at. And she's excited about being a bonus mom. Excited, you know? When she met Clifton, she knew from the jump he came with a package deal. Since she doesn't have any children of her own, she's liking it. She loves it, okay? We're gonna see how they maneuver onto the show because yes, when they were on Rated Love, they were not received with positive support, but they're in a different setting, so we can see how they move. And they actually are very, very cute. Very, very cute. Ashley. Ashley is organizing her closet. A woman who used to be her living nanny named Angela. She moved out. Now she's back, but not as a nanny, as an assistant because she's going to be super, super busy promoting her book, her podcast, getting back on. So she needs some help. But her and Quick have a conversation in the bedroom. But before they can do that, he makes certain tell that dog to not jump on my bed. Do not do that. I want a dog. My husband wants a dog. I think at some point he might bend the rules and have the dog be on the bed, and so will I. I'm telling you, because that dog, we're going to have that type of dog that is outside and inside. I'm telling you. I understand. Nobody wants dog hair on the place they lay their faces. Okay, I get it. So Quick is super happy that Ashley has Angela. She'll be a helpful hand around the house, especially since he's not home majority of the time. But making sure that the kids don't know, or no, the kids that are making sure that the kids are knowing that she's not coming in to be a nanny. She's coming in to be my assistant because their son Antonio was not happy about being told what to do. But that's not why she's here. And Quick was like, yeah, because it shouldn't be your job or Angela's job to get him ready for school. He should be self sufficient enough to know that he has a bedtime and knows when school starts. Now, Ashley doesn't agree with the fact that he should know at this point that he needs to wake up in the morning because he has school, because she feels like it's a repeat cycle of how she felt when she was 15. Her mother wasn't emotionally available, probably physically unavailable, that she had to learn how to do things on her own. She had to figure things out on her own, and she doesn't want to do that with her children. My children will know that their mother loved them, their mother cares for them, their mother is emotionally available to them. So she never wants them to feel like I stopped at a certain point of your upbringing because I didn't want to do it. So I can get where she's coming from. But it led to a bigger conversation about Quick's mindset that he should be able to wake himself up for school and get himself ready for school because he's 14. He should know by now. You should not have to wake yourself out of your sleep to wake him up. And he says you're coddling him. You need to coddle him and stop babying him. She said, I'm not coddling him. I'm not babying him. As a mother, I would want him to wake up. So I get out of my sleep and I wake him up. He said, stop doing that. Stop doing that. And he shouted, listen, if you stop babying him and stop coddling him and letting him miss a couple days of school so he can wake the fuck up and grow up and all this and that, da, 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 da. I'm like, what is wrong with you? The way that he screamed and shouted at Ashley, she looked scared because I'm like, where is this coming from? Where is this animosity coming from that you feel like you have to shout and say that he needs to be a man and grow up? And if it's okay that he misses a couple of days of school, no, that's not good. Having him learn that if he doesn't wake himself up, that he misses school is a lesson. No, that's not good, Quick. That's not. Ashley said, listen, your mother died when you were 10. You missed a huge chunk of mothering. So the fact that you're coming at me about how we're raising our son because I wake him up for school is not the same thing. I thought it was very cold of Ashley to bring up his mother dying like that, but I got where she was coming from. You don't have the knowledge of how to wake up for school when your mother never there for you. That's like how my mother wasn't there for me, your mother wasn't there for you. Now they both don't have the same knowledge or the same understanding. They both are on two different wavelengths. Ashley feels like if she's not there all the time for her children, then that means that they're going to grow up resenting her. But that's not true, Ashley. If you teach your kids how to be self-efficient and sufficient about waking up for school, getting themselves ready, making breakfast, making sure they clean their rooms, little responsibility, they will know you love them and care for them. It doesn't make you a bad mom, and it doesn't make you a mom that doesn't care about your children if you don't teach them how to wake up to get ready for school. But like you said, he is in a routine of waking himself up for school, but he tends to oversleep. That happens. That totally happens. Kids can oversleep after being in a routine they've been on for months because it does happen to your body. Your body tells you you need more sleep, but you have to wake up. As an adult, I have an alarm set for my children. You know what I'm saying? I tend to oversleep because my body is telling me I'm tired. I need rest. So it's not a bad thing. It really isn't. Um, it was a very deep conversation that Quick isn't prepared to have. And the fact that he had this conversation when he was ready to go wasn't right. And to go off on the deep end that my children are 14, that means that they need to grow up and be a man and get a job. Is that what you think? 'Cause that's pretty much what you meant though. But you did not have the same mothering as she did. Your mother died quick. I'm very sorry. And your father died right after that, right? So you had to learn it all by yourself. But since you had to learn it all by yourself, you think that that's the same route your son should take. No, he doesn't have to. If he has you and Ashley, there's other ways for him to be responsible about waking himself up for school that you guys can help him with. Don't just let him fall to the wayside and be like, okay, get yourself up for school. You on your own, you could do it. No, that's not how that works. When I was growing up and when I reached my teen years, I did have to wake myself up for school. And there were times when my mother still wakes me up because that's what she does. She cares. She cares that I get my rest, and she also cares that I keep up with my routine, just like how I'm doing it with my children. Okay? I don't like that. I don't like that at all. And yes, he's 14. That's the age where you practically are supposed to know how to do these for yourself. You will be babying him if you kept doing it all the way until he is at that age where he is supposed to know when he's supposed to wake up for school, supposed to wake up and do this, wake up and brush his teeth, wake up and eat breakfast. Yeah. It's going to be like, are you going to ever allow him to do things on his own? That's that part where you have to worry about it. So I get the Kylan part. I do. But this is coming from Quick feeling like I don't want my son to be like Jamie's son. Now he's doing comparison. It is very dangerous to compare your child to someone else's child because your child is different from someone else's child. Okay. Every child is not the same. Okay. Because he's comparing that Jamie is lost. Jamie is 26 without a job. His parents are trying to figure out what's wrong with him. I don't want that to be our son because that's entitlement, that's coddling, and I don't want you to do that. The fact that you want to say that Jamie is a bad kid, even though he grew up spoiled and entitled, he still don't have a life. He still don't have no motivation. I don't want that for my son. You cannot use that. Jamie lost and what he wants to do with his life right now at the age of 26 versus your son Antonio, who is 14 and not getting used to having a alarm, not getting used to waking up in the morning. That doesn't mean the same thing though, quick. Him not getting used to waking up early doesn't mean he's going to grow up and be like Jamie. And that's very disrespectful of you to compare that. Now, the whole spoil and entitlement, I get it. Because if you spoil your kid to the point where they never know the repercussions of their decisions, the repercussions of their actions and everything, they'll never know what it's like to be told no. They will be so shocked that I've been told no. I've always been told yes. I get that. And if you constantly give your kid shit when he doesn't deserve it, when she doesn't deserve it, yeah, enabling bad behavior. I got that as well. But that does not apply to this, quick. It don't apply to this. Okay? And I already heard that Jamie and Arena have already answered that because they watched that scene because there were more information that came out in this scene that Ashley said, you're not about to put what Jamie going through that our son's going to go through. Our son's a good kid. I heard that Jamie was robbing houses at 15. Arena said that's not true. But at the same time, though, Arena and Jamie, be careful of who you are telling your shit to. It was just like that last season. So the fact that Quick and Ashley are having this conversation about your son right now, y'all had every right to correct them. And it's coming to find out that that whole comparison of Jamie and Antonio is going to be the storyline for the season. They're going to go back and forth with this, which is crazy. But like I said, this conversation needed to be had though, but it was rushed because he said, I gotta go, I gotta go, I gotta go. She hates it that he rushes her to leave when it's a situation that needs to be handled. Like, don't pump me up and get me mad about a conversation that we need to have. And when I want a clarification, I want a clear understanding, you gotta go. So of course, she's still feeling like I'm the one who has to deal with it. I'm the one that has to figure it out because he don't want to stay and figure it out. He don't want to stay and help me. No, he wants to be able to tell you to figure it out because you the one that got to do it because he wants to go to work and pay the bills. That's what he wants to do. And it still shows me, Ashley, you're still struggling with getting help that you need. Quick is not recognizing that you're still dealing with a lot. He thought he heard it the first time. No, he didn't. He wants to be able to still do what he wants to do without pause, but have you be able to handle everything else on your own. You have your podcast, you have your book, you have the children activities, you have the house. All of that is on your shoulders, and he doesn't want to help you. I'll move on. All right. Arena. It is time for Jason's party. She's been planning this party for weeks now. She invited all the close family and friends. She invited Monique and Chris. Hopefully they'll come. It's a very nice party. I was so happy to see Jason. He was so excited. I'm like, go Jason, go Jason. We see Joy and Clifton. Now Arena and Jamie have met Joy and Clifton through one of his events. They've gotten really close. They hang out. They say crab Sundays and everything. And Ashley and Joy are very close as well. Now, they had a small conversation with, I believe, Arena's mother about the text message that Jamie sent them, practically saying that nobody helps him out. His girlfriend holds him down. Y'all don't do nothing for me. And they think it's because of a speeding ticket that his parents didn't pay for, even though he asked them, can you help me out? You know I don't have a job. But Brittany, their daughter, is kind of like, I mean, at the end of the day, y'all have to accept that this is who he is. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's not trying to um excuse her brother's behavior, but y'all realize that y'all have coddled him, y'all babied him, y'all giving him whatever he wants whenever he would cry, y'all awarded his bad behavior, and now when he's literally asking for y'all help, y'all don't give it to him, and he's not used to that. But also, let's look at Jamie's delivery. Jamie doesn't have the right approach when talking about things that he's very passionate about. Just like last season, Jamie does not come off warm and supportive. He comes off harsh, aggressive, down on you, at you. You know what I'm saying? Considering that he's a police officer, he has that drill sergeant tone. Okay. They don't give no fucks. Okay. Now everybody got together. The first thing that's on their mind is, where is Monique and Chris? Okay. Arena was very disappointed they did not show up because she knows how important this is to them, especially to Monique, because Monique loves Jason. But I also feel like they're not on the show. They're not on the show. At some point, have anybody called them to check in on them? You know, they are still figuring these out in their marriage. So I feel like y'all really cannot keep using that. I really wish they would be here. They're not coming. If they're not on the show, they're not about to appear on the show for free. All right. Moving on from there. We're getting to Clifton and Joy. They're getting engaged. Being on Way to Love. Now they're engaged. What's up with that? It is very nice. I'm enjoying it. And she got offered to speak at Steve Harvey's and Marjorie's foundation event. And they have a Ready to Love segment. And she will be a part of the Q&A, you know, talking to single mothers. Now, I figure it wouldn't be just her talking to single mothers because it's probably an open panel where she'll be talking about varies of women who are not single mothers, who are single women. And before you could really like get them to understand what she's trying to say, it could have been her dealing with dating, being a part of a show where you were around men men who have children, single mothers who have children, single women, single men. That was a whole different dating experience I've never had before. Ashley and her friend instantly found it to be a problem. Why would they ask you? You're not a single mother. I know that, but they asked me to speak. Yeah, but why would they? That seems very odd. Very odd. They would ask you to speak because you're not a single mother. What advice would you give them? I didn't like Ashley's tone. I didn't like her friend's tone because her friend went all about her that I am being a single mother. I have to do it all on my own. So I feel like it's a relatable factor if you're having someone on your panel who knows what you're talking about. And Ashley's saying, listen, I personally wouldn't feel talking about dating being a single mother because I'm not a single mother. I'm a married mother. So I wouldn't know what to say. And I'm like, first of all, who asked you, Ashley's friend, about your experiences when Joy says she was asked to speak? Okay. Do y'all not know that Steve Harvey and Tommy are still good friends? And the Rate of Love panel could be of a variety of many panelists. It could be a single father up there, a married mother up there, a single woman up there, a single woman with children up there. She could be one of the single women along with a different panel of different people with different experiences. That's why she was asked for her experience. It's not her feeling like she is inexperienced to give advice, because she could give advice on how to deal with it, being with a single father, how that can work, and she could just give advice to single women, period. Listen, I understand that you can give advice on things you have not experienced on. There are some advice you can't give, but women are not only single mothers, they're also single women. And if she can let them know from a single woman's perspective, they can take it. Now, Ashley, to me, I feel like she was bragging about being a married woman and being a married mother, that she doesn't know what advice to give because single mothers go through different things differently. I'm like, well, Ashley, you might want to be quiet because you always want to put yourself above people, feel like you're looking down upon people. You're not that far off from being a single mother yourself because you are a married single woman, okay? You're taking care of every single thing, and your husband doesn't help you out with shit. Everything is all on you, all on you. But I feel like you might want to put a difference in it because you're married. Right, you're married though. That's the difference though, because if single mothers have to do it on their own, that's their fault because they're single. But if you're being a married woman with children and you have to do everything on your own, that's not the same thing because I'm married. I feel like that's where Ashley's mind thinks though. And Arena didn't understand why they're going back and forth with this because it wasn't that deep. It wasn't that deep for them to talk about this. It wasn't that deep for them to come at Joy for her inexperience of speaking on things she doesn't know, because y'all didn't even give her a chance to speak. Y'all instantly found something odd, found something to poke at, and you ran with it. Just like Ashley ran with Winter situation last season. Found one odd thing and ran with it and thought she knew everything when she didn't know nothing at all. And Clifton said, listen, congratulations, you gonna kill it, babe. Just like that, okay? And Joy felt like this beginning of a sisterhood, not for me. Because I felt like you were counting me out before even giving me a chance. You couldn't even say, good for you, girl, I'm happy for you. You wanted to look at me as if, why ask you? Why couldn't they ask me? That's how it was. It came off hater. Like, you hated? Don't you have a podcast? How can you be open-minded for you having a podcast on what you deal with being a married woman and a mother, but you're not going to give the same thing to Joy, who was on a dating show, being around different people? She can't give advice on that. Got it. Got it. So we see Jamie. He walks in. They feeling away, but they also showcase the picture that the artist painted for Jason. It was a very, very nice picture. He felt it and everything. Um Arena and Jamie got emotional because it's something that they wanted Jason to do, be in the Doors program so he can do independent learning, independent living, get a job, be on his own. And that's her baby. Out of all her babies, Jamie is her heart. Because Jason is her heart because of his disability. But Jason gonna kill it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I can understand the emotion behind it, but he's just going to a program to live on his own. He's not, I mean, y'all act like he's going away, like overseas or something. He just going into a program. I get it. This is your baby. Y'all dealt with a lot with him. Y'all protective of him. I really understand. I really do. You know what I'm saying? Um, Jamie is happy that his brother is getting out, but he's not emotional like his parents. He's just happy that his brother could spread his wings and fly, leave the nest, go, be free. All right. Um, Jamie wanted to have a conversation with Lil Jamie about the text message, and I was like, this is not the right time for this, Jamie. No, this, you are too emotional, you too hot. I think that let this be about Jason. Next day, when you guys are cooler, you level headed, then have a conversation. The fact that you wanted to have this conversation now, did you not give a fuck about Jason? Or this was another opportunity for you to yell and fuss at Jamie? 'Cause I feel like you like to fuss and yell at Jamie. So basically, the text message about why do you separate yourself from us? Why do you isolate? Why do you feel like we don't help you? And Jamie feels like, I don't know which way. I feel like I'm doing good. I'm doing better. Something else goes wrong. I'm back to it's being my fault. Now, when he did put his contacts out for a job, Jamie had to have known. Big Jamie had to have known because of his track record, because of his criminal history. He knew that he wouldn't get hired for that job. And if it was your contact, why couldn't you have known forehand he wouldn't have gotten it? You know what I'm saying? Did you set your son up for failure to come at him with, see, I told you wouldn't go get it? Like, what was it, Jamie? What was the purpose of that? I would love to know. All right. um, then it's just to the point of he didn't be supportive. He wasn't being comforting when Jamie didn't get the job. He said, so I didn't say, let's move on. Let's find something better. Yeah, it took a few days, but you was yelling at me about what I didn't do. You was yelling at me about what I won't do. And he didn't want to work security. There's another job that he doesn't want to work in security. Okay, you got to find something else to do. It's just kind of like a whole bunch of, you need to do this. Why can't you do this? Because Jamie even said out of his own mouth, if you listen to my way for once, listen to what I want for you, it would have gone down like this. So there's the answer, Jamie. You're mad that little Jamie won't do what you want him to do. But he's not you. Little Jamie is not you. He's his own person. I feel like he's struggling to find his own person because you want him to be so much like you. You want him to follow the steps you want him to take. And he doesn't want to do that. So they go back and forth with, so I don't help you out. I don't do this and that. But yeah, I guess the way you want you want to help him out though, Jamie, is if he does something that you want him to do. And if he doesn't do it, it's an instant yell, 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 yell. Look at what you're doing. This and that, and the third. That can really tear somebody down if you're constantly going down about what he don't do, what he can never do. Why won't you do this? This is a shame. This doesn't make no damn sense. Trust me, I hear it all the time. When you're constantly coming down on somebody about what they're not doing, you need to do better. This is bullshit. You are practically looking at a person as if he's fucking nothing. And that ruins somebody's confidence. Like, what the hell? It could definitely ruin somebody. Right. So, Jamie, sometimes please believe me. When you're constantly calling out someone else's mistakes and you feel like that person will never learn, and if you keep reminding them, they won't learn. No, it really messes up a person's confidence if you're constantly pretty much saying you're a fucking failure. You don't know nothing. You need me to help you know better. You can't always do that, Jamie. Stop projecting what you want him to do and let him figure it out on his own. But you don't want to be open enough to hear what he wants. You want him to just shut up and listen to you. But listening to you don't always help. And you don't give warming. You don't give support. You give yelling. You give, I cannot believe this. What the hell is you doing? That's not always needed. I'm telling you it's not. I'm telling you it's not. And the fact that Jamie can still be in a position to ask you for help, ask mom for help, ask granny for help, without him learning that he has to help himself, what point in his upbringing did y'all forget to teach him? I'm not going to always be there to help you. I want to help you as much as I can, but will you learn anything from it if I constantly help you? Will you learn what you've done and your decision that you've made if I automatically fix it for you? Because when he says Granny gives me anything without me having to ask or me having to be questioned about anything, that's not good. Not good at all. None whatsoever. And Jamie talks about he gave little Jamie $100 every Friday for 10 months. $100 every Friday. If he saved his money, that could have been about a good 5 grand he had saved up if he was doing his money right. But I don't know what he was doing with his money. If you giving him $100 a week, did you not teach your kid how to save? Did you not teach your kid what to do when it comes down to receiving money like this? Prepare your budget, know what you're spending your money on. What did you not do, Jamie? That could have been something he could have been saving towards looking for another job because you know it's going to be a pretty while for Jamie to get another job because of his track record. And you know that. So all of this stems from him asking them to pay a ticket. Because he did say, please, I don't have a job. Can you handle it for me? It wasn't a demand. It was like, please. So I don't know how Jamie took it, and I don't know how Jamie could get offensive if you knew for a fact he was not working. When he didn't get the job that you wanted him to get, he didn't find nothing else. So I don't know. I don't know what you want. I don't. Jamie talks about 90s kids never being appreciative of 70s kids who didn't get much, and they want to give their kids all the coolest gadgets, the flyest clothes, the flyest shoes, and they never know hard work and appreciation. Because if we don't get it from them the first time, we're the worst parents in the world. That's not true, Jamie. 90s kids do not operate like that. We know the value of a dollar. We know what it means to have hard work and this and that. Trust me. I feel like it's the 2000s babies that give off the I don't want to work. I just want to have money and not learn how to get on my own. I want to be taken care of. That's how I feel. The 2000s baby, 2010s, this new generation, they give me I don't want to work. I don't want to do nothing. I seen kids that are 10 years younger than me. They don't even know how to wash a dish. They don't know how to help their parents put groceries in the refrigerator, prepare a meal. They don't know nothing about daily living because they want to be taken care of. That's not going to happen with my children. They going to know how to take care of themselves. They going to know. All right. But it's also not the right time to have this conversation. He said, we supposed to be celebrating my brother, and you coming at me about this shit. This is crazy. And it's just like as much as Jamie needs accountability of where he put in his life or what he's done, Big Jamie gotta know what he's done as well to push Jamie to be where he's at in his life right now. Because at the same point in time, you cannot keep on wanting him to have drive, and when he tries it, you shoot him down because it's not what you want him to do. Like you can't always make him feel bad by not getting a job and not doing nothing else if you're not being